How you doing? My name's Bob Miller. I'm the owner and operator of Desert Adventures, Vail, Arizona. Incredible place out here. My front yard is 500 square miles of conservation land where nobody can ever build. Very unique place out here. Today we're going to go down and do some videos and photos in the mine, the historic Chief Silver Mine. It's historic for many reasons, and I'll go into detail when we get down to the mine. I've been here for 6 years doing this, left Pennsylvania and never looked back. This is incredible life out here. I live off the grid with my beautiful wife, Laura, and we just enjoy the days, the beautiful scenery out here, and at night we come out there and we just look at the stars. It's fantastic. Anyway, we're going to head out now to the top of the Chief, and we'll be right back with you. Thanks. We're at the entrance of the Chief Silver Mine. Been around since the 1880s. This is the worst part, and I don't want to use the word worst part because it's really a joke. I've had 4-year-old kids to 74-year-old grandmothers and grandfathers come down here. Typically, I go down with a 50-pound backpack of water in my hand, but just to show you how easy it is. It looks horrible, but it's really easy to do this. Every time somebody comes down here and I say, you know, I can build a beautiful set of metal staircases up and down here, and they go, hell no, we want the experience. So here we go. Hardest part of the mine, getting down. Thanks. It's really easy getting up and down. We take breaks coming up, but we don't come out of this exit. We have another exit shaft to go out of. 74-year-old people doing this, so you can do it.
Put the camera down right here. Yes, sir.
You're doing pretty good, Mike, lugging all that stuff.
Yeah, not too bad. It was a little easier last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, not bad. There's plenty of stuff to grab onto.
Hey, Bob, where's the switch on there?
The what? It's either in the back or on the top.
Yeah, it's normally on the top. I can't find it.
Try the back.
The back of the round part.
Come on down, we'll get you turned on, baby.
What if we're already turned on?
Not the first time we've had that.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, it's on the top.
There you go.
Top tag.
There we go.
I don't know if you want to get this part. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay. We went down to the 125-foot level, actually 110-foot level. We have a ladder taking us down to the 125-foot ladder. So let's move on.
Least favorite part, especially holding stuff.
Come on down.
Oh yeah. Let's get the frontal view. There's a blasting cap right there. Explosive, says it right there. Sheesh. Ooh, another one. Right in the wall.
They're actually charges.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, let's just get that.
That whole opening on top where you just passed through is only 12 inches wide.
Was it?
Yeah, so
Were those
that's
Sierra
blast.
blasters?
Yep.
Yeah, I could tell. You did all that?
Yep.
Nice work. That was a lot of work though, huh? Drilling all those holes.
Well, and good news is it's got limestone. It's a good blasting medium.
Does it fracture really well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've knocked that off in 6-inch pieces at a time.
Okay, not bad.
Well, that's going to be the exit shaft that we leave out of today. That goes back 200 feet, and just shine them up at the top there. You see the rounded ceilings? That's all natural cavern going back 200 feet. Oh, here's the water.
That's a smooth ceiling that Bob's talking about there. Natural caverns,
Yep.
all the way. Cool.
There's the water for you, Mike.
Cool, thank you.
Let's continue on. They came in there and they raped and pillaged this mine for 50 years before I got here. They hammered out all the calcite. This particular calcite is over 300 million years old because this was formed when the entire Southwest was under an ocean. Now this is limestone. Limestone comprises of majority of the world what it's made up of. But every white line that you see through that limestone is calcite. Again, you got calcite here. On the way out, we got another half dozen different type of calcites to deal with. But they came in looking to steal our calcite, but the problem is there was none there. But they tried their best to.
Can you
to
go
get
ahead
it
and
out.
point that Irish calcite out for me too?
all
the
this,
blue,
all
right?
the sparkly stuff? That's all average calcite. There we go,
Yeah, there
Sierra
it is.
Blaster.
Yep, 357, baby.
Yep. One of the things that makes a chief historic, rock strata is a layer of rocks. That's the way the whole world was built. You had a pressure going from two land masses. One got under the other, pushed it up, and created that. And if I turn my hand, that's the rock strata. The rock strata follows the main shaft with the main ore from top to bottom, which is a freak of nature. You'll never find another mine like that. This is what they were here for. This is silver ore. Back in the day, they had great success with silver ore out here. We're in the Hilton group of mines. There's 11 mines. This is only one out of the chief. But they were pulling out 400 ounces of silver out of 1 ton of ore. That's a hell of a good yield. Anyway, what you have here, oxidized blue opal. I use the word oxidized a lot because that means it was exposed to the air for 150 years. You got some oxidized iron ore here, silver ore, the blue opal, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So what's continued down here? Back right here, he's been here for quite some time, and unfortunately, now with a 3-foot wingspan, tried eating the top of his head. So that's why he's got a hole in his head.
Mm.
You never know what you're going to find until you get out and start exploring.
Go ahead.
We're at the 200-foot mark coming down. There's 30 different minerals in there. The real dark burgundy is arsenic, yellow is sulfur, green is copper, green is malachite, blue there, that purplish stuff. That is cobalt. That's what the kids are killing themselves in the mine so you can have your iPhones and everything. That's a freak of nature seeing that hole right there with all those magnificent colors. These timber structures that you see here, there's only 3 of them in the mine. They are not structural. You can see they're not holding anything up, even though they got a block of wood up there, I guess for safety. But eventually I'm going to take these 3 timbers down. It's too low of a ceiling. Anyway, that roller was there simply to guide the cable that lowered the ore cart up and down. That's what those wooden rollers
So it
are
wouldn't
for.
rub up against the ceiling?
Right. There are areas that still rubbed against the ceiling. We're sitting 400 feet down in the old historic Chief Silver Mine. We're at an area right here which the tracks were built up on wooden beams, things like that, because it was not following the contour of the grade. Anyway, I can see the bottom all the way down there. It's hard to see, but that's the 450-foot mark. That's the bottom of the incline shaft. From there, we go out a drift to the right or the left. There's another 200 feet there. So basically, when we go back to the Stope, you're 650 feet down. You're probably 300 feet on the ground, but because of the angle, 600 feet will get you to 300 feet overhead. The vault room, part of this, right where we're standing in here, is all natural cavern. And again, you can tell because there's unmolested calcite on the walls from 300 million years ago that were formed when we were under an ocean. The most unique thing about this, getting down, that's the original ore chutes, all the original timbers. Right here, we got to drop down to the next level. We walk on a 4-foot step ladder, which is 150 years old. And I'll demonstrate that for you. Turn in, face the rock wall, get a good hand grip, and just walk down 1 step at a time. Coming over. And that's it. We're going to get ready to go down. When we come up, we'll be in the vault room. I'm going to go down from the 400-foot level to the 450-foot level. This is one of the easiest parts to descend on. Just hold on to the rope. Walk your way back. And we're at the bottom. Just watch your step. There's a nice $1,000 fireplace mantle. 8 by 10 by 10 foot long, center cut, hand hewn beam. You see a lot of these wooden stakes all over. And they use that to wrap wire around to hold their candles. There's something called a Tommy sticker, which is a metal piece, holds the candle. You can either jam it in the fracture of a rock or hang it on here. Now all the weekend warriors go in there and a friend say, "What did you see in the mine?" They go, "Nothing, just a broken broomstick." It's not a broomstick. It was 8 feet long and it was called a pusher. After they would drill a 6-foot hole, they put 6 sticks of dynamite in there. The rule of thumb is every 1 foot, 1 stick of dynamite. They put the first one in with the blasting cap and a fuse, and they would push it all the way to the back, and they do the same with the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. The tighter the dynamite, the better the impact and explosive force. Now let's go see Harvey Javelina. This is Harvey Javelina, and my biggest regret is he had a can of sardines for his last meal. That's pitiful.
Didn't even get a steak dinner.
Nope. It's very unique. I don't know that you'll ever see this in another mine. This is a 150-year-old safety device. It's shimmed on both sides, and the reason that they did this, if they ever came in and they found this on the ground, that means the shape of the entire channel shifted. That means proceed with a lot of caution. Here's your rock strata, your ham, your cheese, and your ham again. The chief is unique because there's 10 fault lines in the chief, because the direction of the rock strata changes 10 different times, different directions. Area, S-T-O-P-E. A stope is a man-made structure of wood that can go up or down. In this case, it goes down 20 feet and it goes up 60 feet.
What's wrong with that ladder?
Nothing's wrong with that ladder. It is the way it's supposed to be. You see these rungs? People say, how come they're not like this? Because you can't slide a 100-pound ore bucket down on top of this. The way they have this permanently attached, this was nothing more than a guide. The bucket, they would have an 8-inch diameter log here, big steel handles, a rope, and a 2-foot ore bucket, and they would drag it up and down all day long, and that's why the inside of these 2x4s are chamfered like that, just from where it's building the bucket back up. This is the furthest point back in the chief. We're down 650 feet at this point. Up 40 feet from here is the vault room, and that's where we're going to go next.
Cool.
Stay tuned. This is a Tommy sticker. It's got a little bit of pressure here. You push that in, you insert your candle. You can either jam it in the fracture of some wood or hang it on one of those wires that you saw with the wooden stake coming off there. I had candles in there, but the mice ate the candles. I went back to my shop to get the other 28 candles, and in that plastic container, the mice ate the 28 candles.
There's another one right there, too. Hey, Bob, why do you carry a gun?
I've carried this particular pistol for 49 years. Had a gun shop, pistol range way back in the past. Shot over 3,000 rounds a week, and I became top 10 in the country on a 45 caliber IPSC combat course. But to get back to the question is, we're 30 miles from the border. I have had armed confrontations with illegals. 2 months before the gem show to 2 months after the gem show, people are driving up here. They got their laptop or they got their phone with a page open, and there's a little red flag there, and that's the top of the chief, the entrance with GPS coordinates. And these idiots come up there wanting to steal the rocks, take them back to the show and sell them. The problem with this is not a property deed. It's a U.S. patent and mining deed they did for the miners back in the day, so they stopped jumping claims and killing each other. So removal of one rock off of this property, this U.S. patent and mining deed, removal of one rock without my permission is a federal felony. Secondly, I get to shoot the trespasser with no legal recourse. This property, when I got this, I went to the building permit section. I said, listen, I'm going to blast 140 feet across, 3 guest quarters, underground museum, underground house. And the guy says, well, if you send me a letter stating you're recreationally mining your property, you're locked in under the General Mining Act of 1872, which predates the state of Arizona in 1912. So I'm exempt from state and federal laws here. I don't need any building permits, no setbacks off the road, no septic systems, no nothing. Jerusalem's the most holy land in the world. This has to be the second most holy. But getting back to the gun. The first year, the exit that we're going to go through, that was a den to probably 5 to 10 mountain lions. I've seen them leave the mine. I've never had any interaction with them, which is a wonderful thing. But if any animal does get caught down here and he gets forced, we have to get out of here. Either that or if he's aggressive, then I would have to shoot him. But I do not want to discharge a 45 caliber pistol in a contained atmosphere like this because we'd all be deaf. 450 foot mark. there is a deadhead. A deadhead is like one of the runoffs for a truck going down a steep hill. If you lose control of your brakes, you go up and you slow down. Well, this deadhead is a little more abrupt than that. There's a very unique style of wood underneath there they fabricated, and that is the mirror image of the end of the ore cart. So when the ore cart cable snaps, it comes flying down here, 1,000 pounds, hits that at 20 miles an hour, and you go boom, hear a little reverberation, you hook up the cable, and you're back to work in 20 minutes. This deadhead is unique because the shaft, or the 18-inch gauge track, goes below here. Many mines, that track goes right to here, which means you have to manually offload everything from this side cart into the main cart. Now, with here, the way they did this, they brought in a cart from either side, and they would turn it 90 degrees, and they drop it right into the ore cart. They'd ring a bell and take it out. Now, you see the lights right up there, the black dots?
Yep.
Those black dots represent a full ore cart load of ore which came out of the drift on the left-hand side here. You'll see dots right in the back of your head there.
Yep.
And those dots represent full ore cart loads that came out of there. Basically, those dots were their accounting device. We're going to head right back up now.
Head to the vault room.
Yep, I'm going to the vault room. Take a break, a breather, get some water.
Find some newspaper to read.
1973.
1973, June 14th. Not too long ago, date-wise, when you could buy toilet cleaner for 10 cents, salad dressing for 19 cents,
Jesus.
and cigarettes for $3.
Hey, cigs are still $3 in Alabama.
Are they really?
$3.50, yeah.
$2.50?
$3.50.
Oh, $3.50.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just came back from the 450 foot and the 650 foot mark. Right now we're at the 400 foot mark. We're going to go up the ladder and go into the vault room. I call it the vault room because that's where all the goodies are. So turn your lights on and follow me. Hands and knees once you get up here. Come on up. We're down here in the vault room now, and I just want to show you a couple things. The dark stuff is calcite from 300 million years ago, but you have calcite forming in between the fractures in the rock. That was formed from water leaching through hundreds and hundreds of feet of solid rock. Solid, but there's fractures. And the water accumulates like that and turns into calcite. The vault room, the entire vault room, there's probably 5-6 caverns and different exit shafts. All this is natural cavern. It's absolutely incredible. Let's go over here. I ask people what this is, and they say, well, I don't know, gypsum? No. It's native chalk. What do you mean native chalk? Well, where do you think chalk comes from? Walmart? There's a whole vein up here. There's veins of different material. There's blue opal. There's white opal up there. This is the first place we start people. I give them a 5-gallon pail, hammer and chisel, have them come up here and hammer off the walls, whatever they like. They get blue opal, they get silver, they get all kinds of different minerals. Now for the brave people that want to go into the next cavern you climb up the shaft right here and go all the way into the back. Robbie, you want to make that?
Sounds good to me.
We're going to have Robbie, my friend from England and 40 million other places. He's going to climb up and go over there. And again, this is for the more active people. We're going to watch him go up there, and then we're going to go on the other side through a different way. That's a good idea. We're going to go to the other cavern through another different hallway. When you get up there, Robbie, just wait till we get to the other side.
Okay.
Unless you want to follow him
I can follow him.
with the backpack.
Yeah,
Well, go ahead.
I had it last time.
I'll meet you in the...
You're good.
Good.
Stay there, Robbie. Now, right in back of you on that shelf right there, look around for broken blue or white stuff that's kind of waxy looking.
Right
There's a whole
there.
vein of white and blue opal up there. Well, there's veins, different type of veins all over here. Around where you're at, there's some chalk, as well as white opal and blue opal. I have samples of at least the white opal over here.
All right.
But you came the adventurous route into the next cavern. Did you ever go up there before, Robbie?
Yeah, a few times.
Did you?
Yeah.
This is a piece of white opal. Just for that chunk, untouched like that, is probably $100 because you can make that into a lot of jewelry, pendants, earrings, whatever you want to do with it. This is another section of the one of the caverns in the vault room. The chief is just an incredible mind for adventure and exploring. We're going to head off to the next cavern. At this point, there's two ways of getting here. You came in one way, the other one is a little hole here. That goes down and leads to another cavern. But we're going to go to the cavern right in front of us now. Come on up.
Oh yeah.
Some of the rocks that we have here. The vault room is more like a labyrinth where you have one cavern and going into the next, into the next. Like I say, there's 6 or 7 caverns. This particular red right here is cinnabar. If you take that, shave it off, and then melt it, it turns into mercury. So you have a mercury-based toxin there. And this darker stuff right here, got some weight to it. This burgundy type of stuff right here, this is all arsenic. Naturally occurring arsenic.
Where'd that come out of?
Well, came out of the veins here. Here you got oxidized blue opal. You got a silver ore vein, iron ore. You got the arsenic. You got some gold-bearing ore in there, and then another small vein of silver ore.
Lots of sulfides.
Yep. Let's go into the next vault. Let's go into the next cavern. And again, all this is naturally occurring. This is all natural cavern. We have newspapers laying around from 1973, and back then you could buy a Toyota Corolla in 1973 for $2,795. All this gold color here, all the gold color that you see is gold bearing ore. They pulled out 1.2 million in gold back in the 1880s, so they had a little bit of everything. There's so many nooks and crannies in here, it's not funny, and I still have unexplored shafts. So if you feel adventurous, you want to do some exploring, come on down, take a tour, and we'll go into some shafts that have never been explored. We're in the one of the natural caverns towards the end of the vault room. I'm going to go down here. I just can't pull on this timber. It's just lying in place. But I'm going to go down there, and you can follow me down. The whole point of the adventure is it's adventurous. Now we're at the furthest point of the vault room. This is the top of the Stope at 650 feet back. This is the top of it because that Stope went down 20 feet and went up 40, and this is where it would take you. And there's a bat flying around down there.
Oh, yeah.
Can you get that? Come on, baby.
There it is.
Okay.
Got him.
No belfry, but we got bats.
No belfry. Dang it.
This shaft here also goes down to the very bottom of the Stope. These miners are so incredible in little nooks and crannies like that, whether by hand or blasting. Absolutely incredible. These guys were unstoppable.
I don't think anything would stand in their way. They just break it or knock it down.
What we do find down here, and what everybody was always raped and pillaged about, is arid chalcite. We'll show you pictures of that another time, another frame. Anyway, when you go through here, the trick is you pick up every rock, and you look on the bottom side. It's got 150 years worth of dirt on them, and if there's nothing to them, I throw them over in a pile. But this is where you find nice pieces of arid chalcite. And again, we'll show that to you when we get back to the shop. Most of this is just all iron ore.
Waste rock, essentially,
Well,
for this mine?
They still processed the iron ore.
Did they?
There was a small percentage of silver in there. And
Oh.
they got that out. Now, that's a beautiful example of arsenic right there.
Real deep,
Yeah.
deep red. Almost purple red.
Yep. Dark burgundy.
Yeah.
And the way you make sure it's arsenic, you got to lick it. And then you'll feel a little queasy and
A
a
little
bit.
burn on the tongue.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And that's why we wear helmets.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever hear a little plastic clunk in the video, that is our heads.
Yeah, that bat just came up here.
Did he?
Robbie got a bat coming to you. A bat. Not a bat and ball, just a bat. Yeah, he's just flying around up there. Take a look at this. This is arid chalcite. It's not a real good sample, but you see that blue, aqua blue, sparkly stuff. That's what people come down here for. And the best sample is when you have crystals growing straight up out of the rock. I'll show you that when we're back at the shop.
That's a nice piece right there.
Yeah, yours if you want it.
Yeah, I found some of the better specimens down here the last time I came.
Yep.
Like
When you come up here, there's a nice sample.
all right,
Airy chalcite
on the wall.
in the wall here. And again, that's impossible to break out.
Oh, it's hard. So hard.
This is, we went down to the last part of the caverns. This shaft here is an exit shaft. It'll bypass everything we just went through, and about 100 feet later, it'll drop you 10 feet in front of that 4-foot ladder. So anybody that's adventurous, that's the way you get out of here. On the way out of the vault room, there's this airy chalcite on all the walls. It's magnificent right there. That aqua blue. You can get me going down here. We didn't come in this way, but we are going out this way. Come on down. 100-foot mark. We just got done in the vault room. Now we're going to go out of here. So come over to this beautiful 150-year-old ladder. Come up it, and then we'll head up out of the chief.
All right.
And then we head upwards. Anybody's water bottle?
Nope.
Robbie, you got a water?
I got one, yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, was that a bat or a bug?
Yep. Take a break. Top.
Yep.
We're going out the exit shaft now with the historic Chief Silver Mine. Cut some steps in the limestone. We're going to continue on here. Now look at these beautiful rounded ceilings. This is all natural cavern for 200 feet. Now what you're walking through, the ceiling's 15, 20 feet high, but there's another shaft up at the top there, 15 feet high. We're walking on a shaft, and this original cavern was 60 feet deep, because 25 feet below this shaft, 25 feet below is another shaft. And the only way I found that out is by rappelling down. The outside, there's a 50-foot crevice. I went down there, rappelled down, and I found there's another 200-foot shaft directly underneath that. And the craziest thing is I found a beautiful 3-inch skeleton, not a skeleton, a dinosaur tooth. I can show you all that stuff when we get back to the shop.
Nice.
But we're walking through the cavern, and I never go into a mine to explore without having a digging iron. I'm tamping on the ground here, and I heard something hollow. So So I started to dig here. I uncovered all the dirt, uncovered all the wooden
Overburden
pieces
and
and
stuff.
everything. Yeah. And I built this. All the original tools that they used 100 years ago mining in here was down in this cavern. Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. They just threw it all in there and left.
Yep, some real history. I just love this shit here. Got a low ceiling coming up.
Yep, we do. More history. Yeah, this mine probably, you probably only uncovered probably 20-30% of all the stuff that's hidden around here. If that.
Most of this stuff is explored, but like I say, all the shafts up on top here, 15 feet high, have never been explored, and there's another area I'll show you. Now what, this is a very special place for me in the mine. Look, you got some 1/2-inch stalactites, which are still dripping up there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, because the water didn't land on a flat surface, you got thousands of these little stalactites growing all over here.
Oh, yeah, and then this is
whole-
where it's dripping,
Whole
right?
area is a calcite flow, yep. So it's a very special place for me.
Oh, Bob.
What?
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow. Look at the floor, too.
Yep.
That is really cool, Bob.
Glad you like it.
Yeah.
A little tight here.
I've got one of these in my backyard. It's only about 2.5 feet deep, though. Call it the doghouse.
Yeah.
I go there when I'm in trouble.
Catch this poop right here, and I'll explain to you what that is.
Oceans of poop.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is what created the poop. You know what that's from?
What is it?
Quill of a porcupine.
Oh.
Yep. And porcupine, despite everybody's belief, are incredible climbers because they used to go up into that shaft, solid 8 feet up.
Jeez. Before the ladder.
Yeah, before the ladder, yeah. Now that shaft goes to the surface on the outside. It's about 120 feet long, and it goes up 60 feet in elevation.
Nice. It's just right above us?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
This is all kinds of calcite here. If it's a rounded shape, it's called botryoidal. And this is dogtooth calcite. If you put your hand against there, it'll just rip all the skin right off. It's so jagged.
That is sharp.
Yep. And here we have a very unique ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they would build that type of structure, they would put oilcloth or canvas or burlap over what they just did there, so when the guys are down or we're walking, the dirt and the rocks don't fall down on top of us.
Cool.
All natural cavern.
Yeah, see that everything's still on the wall. It hasn't been broken off. Got like a air conditioner breeze right here.
Yep.
Coming out.
And I'm going to tell you the story when I first got here. For the first year, this whole area was a den for mountain lions. It took a year and a half to get all the mountain lions relocated to another den. So that's another reason I carry a 45.
That's a pretty fair reason.
I love animals, would never hurt one unintentionally. But, you know, in life and death, that's another story.
Yeah, I'll protect. Hit it again, Bob.
You got a 500-pound piece of copper, because everybody says, well, how do they start drilling and where do they start making shafts at? Well, when you come across colored rocks, that's a giveaway. If you come across iron ore, that's a giveaway. If you come across a nice 500-pound chunk of silver ore, that's a dead giveaway that there's silver in the mine. Yeah, very colorful.
Very colorful. Now we're out in the heat. It's so much nicer in there.
The IDK mine yesterday was like...
Even standing right here, you got this beautiful cool breeze coming out here like air conditioning. It's magnificent. This is the exit shaft. It's about 80 feet to 100 feet lower than the parking lot where we parked for the ATVs. And now we're going to continue our journey up. All this green on this particular rock is copper. Copper, obviously. Copper is the Copper State, Arizona.
That's right. So the 5 C's, right? Copper, cattle, corn, was it citrus? And what's the last one? Son of a gun. That's gonna bug me.
Corruption.
Every
Yep.
state's guilty of that.
Somehow the state turned blue last year, or last cycle. Somehow. I'm not saying how. Oh, you got the, what are they, trilobites or something?
Yep. That is the mine shaft right there that the porcupines went in and out. About 20 feet in there, there's a 3-foot wide, 2-foot high opening. It goes all the way to the left, all the way to the right. And that'll take you back to where the porcupines were.
Nice.
Let's take a panoramic view here. So absolutely incredible.
And right way up at the top is where we started at.
Yep, and that's where we got to head to. These are 300 million year old fossils. They were originally clumps of clay laying on the bedrock at the bottom of the sea. They had little sea worms that used to bore their houses, make this their home, bore their holes in there.
Wait, you didn't paint those on there?
Nope.
Oh.
This is a piece of horn coral. The outer shell was like a shrimp type material, but the base was more skeletal.
Right there.
Right there, yep. We'll continue to head up. More copper in the rocks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bands of it.